If you're familiar with Nippon Ichi, it's probably because of their work with tactical RPGs, and rightly so with the Disgaea series, La Pucelle, Makai Kingdom and Phantom Brave, but to name a few. Slightly lesser known are the games that exemplify what happens when you apply Disgaea's mechanics to a roguelike dungeon crawler. In 2010, NIS released Zettai Hero Project Unlosing Ranger vs Dark Death Evil Man. The story of a silent loser taking on dungeons over and over in order to train up and save the world, also managing to help people out in the process. The game was later followed by Guided Fate Paradox and the Awakened Fate Ultimatum in 2013 and 2014. And although they have some differences, at their core, they are definitely games of a similar type. So what makes these games so special, I hear you ask, voice in my head? Well, these games are what I would call neo-retro. They take an archaic game type and update it to modern standard. Z.H.p. and its successors definitely have the Nippon Ichi style, both visually and in terms of plot, but they're also taking a step forward from games like Angband and uMoria with their core systems. A key difference between these games and the classic roguelikes are the lack of true permadeath. Instead of having to restart your entire game at death, you're ejected from the dungeon and your acquired levels are added to your total, increasing your base stats. This means that instead of the frustration that comes when your NetHack character dies arbitrarily, when you lose, although you lose progress and some stuff, you're still making progress towards a greater goal. There's a wealth of customization to be seen here, with many ways of tailoring your characters to the way you want to play. Aspects like using unneeded items to increase your stats and create a character build make these games a lot deeper than their comparatively simple roots. In the Guided Fate games, it is a core mechanic to wear out your items so you can upgrade them once out of the dungeon. By gaining point tokens to add to your character's stats, you're encouraged to spend equipment that you're not even fussed on keeping. Furthermore, each game has skills and special moves attached to them, giving you either passive buffs or full-blown super moves that blow monsters away. Guided Fate Paradox even introduced allies that you can equip gear to, who each have their own core abilities but also the same vast customization options that you get as the protagonist. However, they're still loyal to their roots. At a glance, these games may look like Disgaea, a look that NIS consistently pulls off. But looking at the level structure and the way turns work action by action, you get a game that plays like Rogue Plus. A lot of games labelled as roguelike or rogue-lite simply use a permadeath mechanic, maybe with some random generation added, but move core gameplay somewhere new. What z.h.p. and its ilk do is take that gameplay and make it both new and old, becoming a crazy, engrossing experience in the meantime. NIS and their affiliates specialise in taking old-style gameplay that shouldn't work in the modern day, mixing it with their aesthetics and humour, and adding further depth on top. These roguelikes are niche. In the West, we can't even get all the mystery dungeon titles, but if you're looking for an engrossing game that will keep on giving, have a look at one of these titles and you won't be disappointed. Or you could sink days into Angband like I do. As an aside, I may be weird, but I prefer playing these games to playing stuff like Diablo. The slow measured pace, preferably on a handheld, just really works for me, and it's just generally a game style that you can sink a lot of time into and really enjoy every minute of it.